What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade. Coming to y'all with that instant basketball analysis on the Analysis Playground on YouTube, exclusively on air forever. And we're going to talk about how the Detroit Pistons was up big in this one against the Nets. And for some reason, they could not close them out within those last 3 to 2 minutes. And it ended up helping them lose the game because Duncan Robinson took a three to try to win the game by one. Jalen Duran got an offensive rebound and had another shot to tie the game. But since they both missed, they lost the game by two. Detroit leads the season series 2-1 now since they lost this one against the Nets. It really don't matter. Their record is just way better. And the Nets are basically done with their season. They just got to play the games because it's their job. But the Nets are 16-47. That's why. And they're 8-25 on the road. And then the Pistons are 45-17 and 24-8 at home. They was at home in this game. And then honestly, the Pistons won the first quarter 32-19. They won the second quarter 30-27. So they was really not playing around with this Nets team. But the Nets fought back. They won the third quarter 27-22 and the fourth quarter 34-21 to win this game. Michael Porter Jr., he always don't show up when it matters most of the time. When it's time for big plays and big shots, a lot of the time he just not there or he just don't make them. But his teammates had his back a little bit in this one. He played 39 minutes. He had 30 points. But he went 10-25 from the field, so it didn't come easy. And he did also go 3-12 from three. But he went 7-7 from the free throw line. That was good. But he missed a lot of shots that he normally makes or a lot of shots that he thought he would make. And some of them were just forced and bad shots in general. But he got the green light, so they let him take them, and they hoped that he make them, but not so much in this one. He finished with a double-double because he had 13 rebounds. He can do that. And he had one assist, two turnovers, two steals, and a block. So he basically filled up the entire stat sheet because he also had two offensive rebounds, two personal fouls, was a plus 13 and plus minus. Noah Clowney, he's always been one of their better scorers. He was the only other guy to score in double figures in the starting lineup. He played 31 minutes, had 16 points. He went 4-12 from the field, 1-5 from three, and 7-7 from the free throw line. He had three rebounds, two assists, two turnovers, and a block, two personal fouls, and was a -7 and plus minus. He missed a lot of shots in this one, even if they was wide open. The thing about it is he kept attacking and got to the free throw line, and that's where he was able to get a lot of his points there before the game was over. And then Nick Claxton, he played 28 minutes, but he had 2 points. He went 1-5 from the field. He had 6 boards, 4 assists. That was the most in the starting lineup. And he also had 2 turnovers, 3 blocks. That was the most for the Nets and a steal. So he brought it on both ends of the court. He played hard. He just couldn't really make anything. He had 2 offensive boards and was a -6 and plus minus. Terrence Mann, 29 minutes, 7 points. He went 3-7 from the field, 0-3 from the 3-point line, 1-2 from the free throw line. He had 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 turnover, 1 block, and 1 offensive board. And then he had 5 personal fouls. So he didn't score a lot, didn't take a lot of shots. And he played a decent game because he did some other things before it was over. But he finished as a plus 12 and plus minus. And then Nolan Torrey made a layup. He missed everything else. He played 15 minutes, went 1-5 from the field. He had 1 rebound, 2 assists, 4 turnovers, 1 steal, 1 block. He did also have 4 personal fouls in 15 minutes. That's just ridiculous, but it happens to younger players especially. And he was a -13 and plus minus. Zaire Williams, the hero of the game, he was able to go 5 of 8 from three and 8 of 8 from the free throw line. They needed him throughout the entire game, especially at the very end, and he came through for them in those 32 minutes. He had 4 rebounds, 2 turnovers, 1 steal, 1 offensive rebound. He did have 5 personal fouls. He's not the greatest perimeter defender, but he tried as much as he could, and he played a lot of minutes anyway. It was a plus 10 and plus minus. Danny Wolf, he was able to go 2 of 3 from the field and 4 of 4 from the free throw line for 8 points. He also had a nice offensive rebound that led to a basket. He had 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 turnover, 1 block, 2 offensive rebounds, 2 personal fouls, and a plus 13 and plus minus. Day'Ron Sharp, 21 minutes, 13 points. He went 6 of 10 from the field, 1 of 1 from three. He made an important three, and he was just finishing real well around the rim. He had 7 boards. That was the most off the bench. He had 4 assists. He had 3 turnovers and 2 steals. The 2 steals was the most off the bench. He also had 3 offensive boards, 2 personal fouls, and was a plus 6 and plus minus. Ochai Agbaji, 21 minutes, 6 points, 3 of 5 from the field. He missed his only three. He had 4 rebounds, 1 turnover, and 2 blocks. 2 blocks was the most off the bench. And he also had one personal foul, one offensive board, was a -7 and plus minus. So he did a lot of things when he was out there for the betterment of the team. And then Ben, 4 minutes, he missed. He didn't take any shots, so he went scoreless. He had one assist, no one turnover, no personal fouls, and was a -11 and plus minus. And then the Detroit Pistons, they was winning, and it looked like it was going to be a dominant blowout win. And then the game kept going and going and going, and next thing you know, they couldn't score as well. They wasn't executing as well. They wasn't defending and communicating as well on that end. And they opened up a chance for the Nets to get in. They took a full advantage of it and came out with the win. Tobias Harris had a good game, 34 minutes, 18 points, 8 of 14 from the field, 1 of 3 from the 3-point line, 1 of 1 from the free throw line. He ended up getting a double-double because he had 10 boards, 3 turnovers, 1 steal, 2 offensive rebounds, 4 personal fouls, and a +4 and plus minus. Duncan Robinson, 23 minutes, 15 points. He went 3 of 5 from the field and 6 of 7 from the free throw line. Good game. You know, he had a chance to win it, but if he didn't play as well as he did up until that point, they wouldn't have had that chance anyway. Then he had 4 assists, no turnover, 4 personal fouls, and a -14 and plus minus. Jalen Duren, 32 minutes, 17 points. He went 7 of 19 from the field. This is one of his most inefficient games, but still a necessity because they had a lot of guys out. So somebody had to take the shots, and he's an all-star, so it made sense to try to use him as much as they could to get him. But he finished 3 or 4 from the free throw line, had 14 boards, so he still ended with a double-double. He had 2 assists, 1 turnover, 1 steal, and 3 blocks. He tried to protect that interior as much as he could, and it was working a lot because he also only had 1 personal foul, 6 offensive boards, 2 in the -6 and plus minus. He was even bringing the ball up and doing things on the perimeter too. So that's something that you've seen that he's getting more comfortable with. He's doing a lot more, and it ain't the worst idea. Marcus Sasser, 29 minutes, 8 points. He was the only starter for the Pistons to not score in double figures. He had shot 3 of 9 from the field and 2 of 4 from 3 tonight. He's mainly out there for his 3-point shooting. He tried to do a little bit more than that. It didn't really work out for him. He did have 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 turnovers, and 5 steals. The 5 steals was the most on the team and the most in the game. He had 1 offensive board, 1 personal foul, and a -1 and plus minus. Dennis Jenkins had another solid game. 35 minutes, 11 points. He was 4 of 9 from the field. He missed his only 3. He went 3 of 6 from the free throw line. He had 1 rebound and 9 assists. The 9 assists ended up being the most on the team. And that was really good to see him run the offense and also score at the same time at a good enough level. He also only had 3 turnovers and 2 steals. He had 1 offensive board, 1 personal foul. It was a +5 and plus minus. Isaiah Stewart, 20 minutes. That was the most off the bench. He had 10 points. He got in double figures. He was the only guy to do that tonight for the Pistons. He went 2 of 2 from the field, 1 of 1 from 3. The inside out was working game-wise for him. And then he went 5 of 8 from the free throw line. He had 4 rebounds. That was the most off the bench. No turnovers and a personal foul. It was a +5 and plus minus. Howland the second, 18 minutes, 6 points, 2 of 6 from the field. He missed his only 3. He went 2 of 2 from the free throw line. He had 1 turnover and a steal. He almost fouled out of this one. He was over aggressive, and they all was a little bit to me, but that's just what you have to do sometimes to defend at a high level and make sure nobody gets nothing easy. He was a +10 and plus minus. Javonte Green, 18 minutes, 5 points. He went 2 of 7 from the field, 1 of 3 from the 3-point line. He had 3 rebounds, no turnovers, and 2 steals. 1 offensive rebound, 3 personal fouls, and a -21 and plus minus. Caris LeVert, 16 minutes, 7 points, 3 of 8 from the field, 1 of 4 from 3. 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 turnover, 2 steals. Like a lot of guys on the team had a lot of steals, and a lot of them had 2. And then 1 block. He was the only guy off the bench to get a block. He's mainly out there for his scoring. Didn't shoot the ball that great. Didn't shoot it that bad. He was okay tonight. He had 1 personal foul. It was a +4 and plus minus. And Kevin Huerter, he wants to shoot. He went 2 of 6 and 1 of 4 from 3, but he did go 3 of 3 from the free throw line. So he had an okay one because he had 8 points and 1 assist and 1 turnover. 1 personal foul was a +4 and plus minus. 85 field goals taken by the Pistons, 42% for them. 80 for the Nets. They shot 44%. 26 3-pointers taken by the Pistons. They shot 38%. 30 taken by the Nets. 33% of them take neither team took a lot of threes, and the Pistons usually don't try to either. 31 free throws by the Pistons, 74%. 28 by the Nets, 96%. 37 rebounds for the Pistons, 45 for the Nets. 21 assists for the Pistons, 20 for the Nets. 12 turnovers for the Pistons, 19 for the Nets that helped the Pistons stay ahead a lot of the game, especially because they wasn't really shooting really that well throughout the game too sometimes. And then 14 steals by the Pistons was just ridiculous. And then seven for the Nets. And then six blocks for the Pistons, 10 for the Nets. That really helped them. And then 11 offensive rebounds for the Pistons, 12 for the Nets. 26 defensive rebounds for the Pistons, 33 for the Nets. 22 personal fouls for the Pistons, 24 for the Nets. And the Nets get a win. And they don't do it that often. It don't happen that much. But tonight they still said we're an NBA team. You got to respect us. You have to play us all 48 minutes. And if you don't, we still are pros. We still can play this game. We still got a little bit of pride, even though our record isn't as good. And we're going to take that chance to beat y'all. Y'all number one in the East. We know what y'all about. We know what y'all can do. But y'all vulnerable right now. So let's take full advantage of that. And it ended up working out for them. I like their competitiveness. I like their spirit. I like their fight. And it ended up being a blessing for them because they won a game. They don't come that many for them. But at the end of the day, tonight was one of them. And this was one of them games where the Pistons probably felt like they should have won. They probably wanted to win. They played like it a lot of the time throughout this game, but it just got to a point where you have to play hard and you have to execute at a high level every single part of the game, especially when it got closer. They still was having that swagger, like, we gonna win it, we'll be fine, we'll be good. And then it ended up getting away from it and ended up losing. So it is what it is. It happens, but you definitely don't want it to happen too much as you are the number one seed in the East. And now you still want to show that you're the team to reckon with, you the team to beat. And they've been doing it a lot this season, but it's a whole nother level when you go into the playoffs and everybody wants to beat you as much as you want to beat them. And this was one of them games they got to go back and look at it like, we got to take them a little bit more serious. We don't want to have no hiccups. That ain't necessary and is avoidable too. We got to win these games, and we have to have that mindset every time we go out there, no matter who's out there on the court. Comment, like, subscribe, share. Hit that notification bell to get that analysis when it first come out. Y'all stay blessed up. Y'all stay good. Peace. And I'll be back later today with more analysis, of course.